Hey everyone, I am reluctantly talking about this because I'm not a huge fan of the Farmers Almanac. Folks, when you are trying to talk about weather and climate and what's going to happen and you start to use wishy-washy words, you've already lost me because what is this stuff really supposed to mean? But you know what? This resonates with people. I get the Farmers Almanac sent to the station every year. They want us to look at it and they want us to talk about it. Here's where you can get it, by the way. They've got all sorts of social media, but let me go into why I think this is a problem. First of all, this is the winter forecast. They use words like, well, in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to be chilly with normal precipitation. And then right next door, we've got average precipitation. Well, what's the difference between normal and average? Isn't that the same thing? Then we've got frigid and snowy. Does that mean it's going to snow a lot, or we might get some snow and frigid? What does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be below zero? I don't know. And you know what? When you use these wobbly, weaselly little words, you're not really getting to the point, because you could say, oh yeah, it was frigid and it did snow at my house, so they're right. But you know what? I don't think that this is a very fair representation of what we as meteorologists and climatologists are really trying to get after. We use data, we use science, and they claim that they do too. Let me just put this in their own words. How do we predict the weather? We derive our weather forecasts from a secret formula that was devised by the founder of this almanac, Robert B. Thomas, in 1792. He believed that the Earth was influenced by sunspots, which are magnetic storms on the surface of the sun. Over the years, we have refined and enhanced this formula with state-of-the-art technology and modern scientific calculations. Folks, if you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, how are you supposed to try and figure out if they're right or if they're wrong or what exactly is going on? So this is not entirely fair to them, because I'm just picking this last year, which is available. It's in that book. But I just want to go into it a little bit more, because they claim that they are 80% correct, and they claim that over the last winter and summer that they were 83% correct. So let me just go ahead and show you where we were. We know in California that it was a very cold and very snowy and also wet winter. So yeah, it was cold and wet, but record-breaking in some cases? Didn't mention that. What about normal snow? No, it snowed almost 800 inches of snow in places like Mammoth Mountain. Is that normal? And then they extend the snowy conditions to Tucson, Arizona and Yuma. This does not make any sense. Cold and dry in LA? Well, some mornings were cold. A lot of afternoons were kind of normal, if anything above normal, and it rained a lot in Southern California. So folks, you also get things like this: warm and dry, and then warm and wet, and right in the middle, for some odd reason that's not explained, it's going to snow a lot in places like Kansas and Missouri, but everywhere else it's going to be warm? That doesn't make any sense. Let's talk about summer. Hot, normal precipitation. Folks, do you think that it's easy to make that prediction in California? It doesn't rain here in the summer, so of course it's going to be normal. Normal is zero. And then what about in Alaska? Warm and dry? Yeah, it's been dry, it's been warm. No, it was the hottest summer they've ever seen by a huge margin. So folks, this is what they claim it is to be at the very front. It is useful, kind of, with a pleasant degree of humor. It's fun to look at, but don't base your forecast on what's going to happen on this. That's my opinion.